Hello again. Welcome to episode 4 of the mini-series on team building. This one we're going to talk about the changing dynamic in the talent market. Because there has been a huge change. And organizations, founders, established organizations are seriously having to change their way they operate to meet this new candidate-driven market. And this episode discusses what we can do to overcome this dynamic and attract the very best people. Yeah, there's a war for talent right now. Coming out of the pandemic, well, first of all, during the pandemic, not as many people were moving jobs because many people were furloughed or were in a situation where they felt that changing job was just too risky, was too much stress, frankly, at a time when the world was pretty much on fire, it felt like. So it caused a bit of a crunch. Most organizations also didn't really want to do too much hiring because they weren't quite sure, what was going to happen next. And then coming out of the pandemic, that has released some of that built up tension and capacity that's in the market. And there is now a increasing demand for people in a number of different areas. But let's take sort of professional topics that we play in. What that means generally is there now is a consistent war for talent. We are finding across fintech and insurtech in a high growth technology-based industries, crypto, engineering themes, there is a rush towards finding and growing talent because there's an inflow of VC money and private equity funding to grow teams. That means you need to have high-quality individuals that can help power those organizations. And if there is a proliferation of ideas and companies and capital, but there's only still a finite pool of people from which to fulfill those roles, it's tough. So right now, cyclically, we are in a candidate-driven market. So that's an observation where we are in sort of the tail end of 2021. Whereas we record this is October 2021. If you want sort of a current state of the market for tactics and methodology of hiring, what I have found is that there's been a slew of highly effective technology tools which have come on board to the process of attracting, sourcing candidates at scale. And that really has fundamentally changed, I would say, over the last few years. When I say few, let's put a number on it, probably over the last 3 years. But really in 2020, 2021, the tools that are available to a recruitment team, both internal and external, are so effective now that there is an arms race, which is raising all of the standards, but at the same time is meaning that individuals are being bombarded with information, which is also causing a problem in terms of the war of talent. It's like, how do you cut through that noise to the very best candidates? So having highly personalized messages, which are really effective at, first of all, getting the attention of the individual. And then what's increasingly important is the quality of the individual, either as an internal skill, internal resource, an internal recruiter, internal sourcer, lead of the organization, a headhunter like us. That's where you really start to, right now, it's a multiple effect, it's a compounding effect, maybe even more than ever it has been. That is what I'm observing is happening.